record non-conference win streak to 20 straight games. Again, school record's the longest active streak in the nation. The winning tonight's game, UK ends the regular season with a win for the 5th straight year. First time in school history that has been accomplished. And Wildcats now have won 7 games, 7 or more games in 6 of the last 7 seasons. The only season not being the COVID-shortened season. Coach.
Thanks, Tony. Just really appreciate our football team in their effort, in their competitive spirit, competitive nature they've had. These past couple weeks, we all know, again, not going back and wanting to be a downer, we've had some ups and some downs, but most people do. Just about everybody in the country, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 teams. So you're going to have some adversity, and just our team responded how I believe they would, and this game is important. I've recognized that from the moment I walked in the door, when we had a long way to go, and they were a consistent top 10 team or top 5 at the time or whatever it was, with Charlie had them rolling. So I know it's important to this state. It's important to our football players and our staff, and I just really appreciate the way they dug in and competed and finished the season. It's challenging, and our team responded the way I had hoped. Felt like we did some really good things in the first half. Penalties were one thing that kind of crept up on us a little bit, and we had a few penalties that stalled some things, but overall, played really solid defense. I think giving up the touchdown at the end of the first half was a big response to go into halftime and come out in the second half and hold them to a 3-and-out and get good field position. Kind of set the tone for the third quarter and put us in pretty good position to feel like you had pretty good control. I know nothing was completely out of hand or anything, but we felt like we were in pretty good control at that moment, and defensively had some big stops, and offensively was very effective. Moving the ball, was good to see us have that physicality in the run game. Late in the game, getting a long drive, even though it didn't end up with any points, but from a backed up position, physical, running the ball, killing some clock, and then punting it and knocking them out at the 1. The field goal, how about that? That was great to see Ruff finish that way, and the holders, the snappers, and the whole crew, special teams, really responded. And so it was a total team effort, and good to get that victory.
Martin, you feel like you guys finished as well this game as well as you finished the first game of the season?
I can't, my mind is a million places. I can't really even I can't even think about the first game of the season, to be honest with you right now. But I'll think about it later.
Both DeAndre and Jacquez made big plays early. What does it say about those guys that they even came back today? I mean, I don't think anybody would have faulted them.
Yeah, it's who they are. It's who they are. Yeah, you're right. You couldn't fault them. The other guys were playing well, and but it means something to them, and it means something to our team. So them being out there and coaching the guys when they weren't able to play, and coming back and fighting through it today means a lot. It's just who they are. It's the character, and that needs to carry on with the younger guys in our program.
A lot of people wouldn't have blamed you if you just scrapped the kicking game of the last few weeks, but Matt came out there and performed well. Were you ever worried that he might just be done for the year kind of deal?
No, but I think I acknowledge that things happen. I mean, I made the golfing analogy, a week ago? You know what I mean? Like, I understand. I mean, things happen. I mean, to act like you're not immune to anything or any pressure or any, when things go wrong, I mean, that's human nature. But I had confidence in him, the team did. And I treated him like we always did. He missed a kick or two. It's a snap, it's a hold, it's laces. There's a lot of things that go into it. So, as I mentioned, many times throughout the year, was I concerned? Yeah, I was concerned, and we worked on it, but we had to stay the course and go with the best option we had, and he kicked it really solid tonight. Really good snaps, really good holds, and really good kicks from where I was. You guys could probably see on the TV, but they looked pretty darn good, pretty high,
Yeah, Mark, Louisville came in leading all Power 5 teams in forced turnovers. he didn't turn the ball over. How big was that?
Yeah, I think it was very big, really big. I think, it says a lot to our guys and, the way we finished there. And, we had good balance, certainly early. And so turnovers were big.
How does it feel to win this game 5 out of the last 6 years now?
Better than losing.
Mark, we've,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of talk.
Is that if this is Will Levis's last game in the Kentucky uniform, what has he meant to this program, especially his toughness that he's showed this year fighting through injuries?
Yeah.
Change at OC, just all those things.
Yeah, I don't know whether it is or not. We'll have some talks and see where he's at. But it's hard to put into words what he's meant to us. He just his toughness, his leadership. Battling through adversity. Having coming here and having a great year and going through an offense coordinator change and getting beat up and having a year where he wasn't at 100%, but he fought through it. He's a true professional, and he set the tone for us here. We absolutely love him, whether it's his last game or he plays one more. Would never change my opinion of him. I think the world of him, and love what he's done for us, and don't want anything but the best for him in his future.
You guys have been able to generate a lot of pressure this year, but haven't quite gotten home today. We're able to get home 4 sacks. Just how big was that? Especially
Yeah.
the strip sack?
I thought it was very big. I think, the strip sack, the pressure, making it uneasy on him early. I think got a sack when the second play when Malik was in. I thought that was big. Just kind of, setting the tone there. And, I thought just, again, they were very solid attacking. Not perfect. We had some plays in there that we'd always like to have over defensively, but overall played extremely hard once again.
Mark, you're very likely to go to a bowl game. So how do you prepare for the unknown in terms of who the opponent might be?
Yeah, right now our guys need a little time. They put this week in here this week. Normally I would be on the road recruiting tomorrow, and they put this few days of a dead period in there to kind of. The idea being is kind of regroup with your team and see where it's at with this portal and everything, with the change and the transition and your own team. So we got to have some meetings with our players. The players need some time to heal up. So again, I don't mean to be disrespectful. That's the last thing I'm worried about right now is who we're playing and all that. I'm really grateful for this victory. I really feel like our team emptied the tank once again, and that's all you can ask. And right now they need a little time to fuel that back up a little bit.
Chris's days are numbered in the backfield. Only one more game for you. What'd you see from Jatan?
He's got three or four more, doesn't he? I hope, Chris. He is unbelievable. He played really good, Chris. Jatan really played a good game too. He really did. He had really good vision, had some tough runs. Little different change of pace with him in there, but really played well.
Seniors have obviously some high impact transfers on top of the homegrown guys. How should the fans remember their senior class and how much have they meant to you?
Well, that's, it's up to them and up to you, how you write it. I know in there that there's a lot of love and respect for each other. And, I told the team that last night and several times this week. There's guys that have been in that locker room 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5, and even 6. I mean, it's very strange. There's guys that have been around forever and there's newcomers, but that's a team. It's the way of the new worlds. There's going to be change, more change than we're used to, with rosters and things of that nature. We have to adapt and make sure we piece it together the best we can. But just the way they played today, you could tell, the way they care about each other and wanted to finish strong, and I greatly appreciate that, and I know they will as well. Whether they're planning on hitting the portal or graduating or whatever they're deciding to do, I know they'll be proud of the effort that they put in this week to prepare for that game and to go out and win.
Mark, DeAndre joined 3,000 Tackle Club, which is pretty rare. Can you talk about him from the time he got here till now?
Yeah.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah, he just, he's just one of those guys. He loves football, loves the game, easy to coach because he cares. So he's come a long way, and he's meant an awful lot to this program and myself and our staff, and he's just been a mainstay.
How much of
today do you think was built off of finishing last week in competitive nature and having
Yeah.
to beat it to the end?
I think it's, again, I think it means something, to go, the product that we put on the field and how we play, it matters. And the preparation matters and matters to our fan base and to our own team, how we play and what, what we put into it throughout the week, how competitive we are, how tough we play. And, if you're in the arena and you're playing, you're going to have some ups and you're going to have some downs. And you got to be able to respond. And, I felt like that's what I'm proud of this team. Maybe things didn't go exactly how we all wanted it to. And certainly there's a lot of things that I could do better and we'll do better and, we'll work at. But they hung really tough and finished with a win that we all know we needed to have and we desperately wanted.
Mark, what were
Sorry.
the emotions like having Chris here today for senior day?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. He was in that locker room and and the players all love seeing him and admire the way he's handled things and how resilient and tough Chris has been. Because you can imagine, it's hard to imagine what he's gone through in the good days and the bad days and, and us visiting with his mother and his family and just the struggle that they're going through. And they greatly appreciate the support of the Big Blue Nation and all the friends and family of this program. And it means a lot to us. And they've felt that love and support for a long time. And our players really love seeing them and know that's true adversity. Sometimes in a long season, you have a tendency to feel, down or, disgruntled or, face that's real adversity. And he's facing it head on. I'm sure there's ups and there's downs. I know there is, but we all can learn a little bit from that.
Mark, I was just going to ask, I know you'll know more after watching film, but were you happy walking the field with how you felt like the offensive line played?
I thought they, in general, played really well. Effective yards. It wasn't like there was, any time you could, I'm looking at it right here, 42 yards, maybe not overwhelm you or wow you with yards per carry. But if you're rushing it that many times, it means you're getting some effective yards and you're keeping those chains moving and, playing for field position and things of that nature, playing to win the game, however you have to. And so that was good to see.
Yards, what you all did late against Georgia with the 99-yard drive, how does that change your evaluation of the offense over the whole season, or does it at all?
Well, I mean, I think, we got better. We had to. We all work at that every day, and so I want to enjoy this and let everybody enjoy this win. And, I know there's work to be done, and we all know that. And so, I appreciate the effort and the plan to put ourselves in a position to be successful. And, a lot of times that's, I'll just leave it there. But that's frustrating as a coach. You've heard me talk about it, through the ups and the downs. It's like it's our job to put them in a position to be successful. And we've done that at times, and at times we haven't. And, you put it all together, and you got a group of men that play that hard, and you put them in a position like that. You like to see that result right there.
Childress has really flashed some late in the season. He made the big breakup that turned into an interception. What about his progress and he's back in?
He's just a guy that has a good instincts. He plays a lot. He's played a lot of snaps before he got here, and he's played a lot of snaps this year. And he's a guy that I agree with you. You see him, you see the flashes, you see him trigger, and you saw a great open field tackle a week ago. You saw him flashing today, and so that's really good to see. And a guy that has another year.
Mark, what are your emotions like now that the regular season's over? You even kind of alluded to it. It's not exactly what you guys had hoped for, but you get a big win over your rival, and it exhausted, happy,
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm happy. I'm proud of that group. I'm proud of the men and the way they hung in there and finished. And I think there'll be time for reflection and looking at everything. And you know, there's always what ifs, you know. It's not like I'm gonna live in the what if world all the time, you know, but I have to really look at things and make sure we're growing and moving the program to where we all want it to be. You know, there's part of you that could sit there and look at, you know, your, you know, 2 penalties away, but that's my job to make sure we don't have those 2 penalties, or play better to where a penalty doesn't change the outcome of a game. You know, and we, you know, that what if sticks in fans, you know, minds and my mind as well. You know, you very easily can control, you know, winning a few more, and that hurts, you know, because we all know how competitive this league is. Take a look at it, and I don't know, it's been wild, you know. But you look at the SEC and you look at the way everybody finishes. There's a lot of people log jammed, you know, in the middle, you know, on. But there's some elite teams that have played extremely well this year, and there's a lot of guys fighting hard and competing, and so, you know, it's hard. I'm long-winded on that conversation right now. I guess it's called relief, you know, to get that victory right there. But it's going to be short-lived. I got to get in to work tomorrow, and really take a good look at things and see where we're at, and go from there.
Anyone else?
Mark, you've talked about we asked you Monday, and you expect the juice to be there after a few, you know, losses coming into this rivalry game. Was it there all week? Did you see more today going into the game of all? Like, how was that this week?
I was really proud of the team. I don't know if it's the formula. I don't know what it is, but like they seem to respond. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice the way our schedule's set up. I don't know, Dr. Capolito is out there, whatever, but to have, you know, school off, you know, Wednesday, obviously Thursday is Thanksgiving, but, you know, with Wednesday off, gives them a little time, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know, they got a little rest. We had beautiful weather. They were, you know, very energetic, and they were committed. You know, they were committed to preparing and having a really solid week to go play well. You know, I mean, that's what we've done for a long time. I would be very frustrated if they didn't respond that way.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.